Yep, so basically it was left down to the actual Hasegawa egg plane. Basically just pre-shaded it with the kind of normal process. Primer, just your ordinary Mr. Hobby flat black, pre-shading around the edges, around the sides. Underneath I painted black as well, just to basically pick out the areas for modulation basically. And I was in two minds in whether to actually kind of do it more realistic, but I decided to do it more in a style of like doing a Gundam. So the effects that I got out of this were really good. It did take some time doing, and I actually had to take off the end nozzle off my airbrush, just so I could get more thinner lines and it more precise. You can do this, there's nothing wrong with it. Just be careful that you make sure that you thin your paint right down to a good consistency. I did like a basic pre-assembly. I've got some parts together, did some decaling, which was very difficult. The wave decaling sets are not that good, but as you can see here, what I've done is that I've top glossed it with the UV Cut Premium Mr. Hobby gloss. Obviously applied a general amount of top coat so that I could basically use panel ink, which was today's product, was the Tamiya Panel Wash Black. Did some more decaling here. This is very difficult actually. The wave decals are very fragile, so just a heads up about that. Yeah, just basically I also use some Zippo light fluid to clean any excess ink from the panel line. And oh yeah, and I've just on this section here I started doing the egg plane. Really happy about the progress I had. I also put some metal meshing that's also made by Hasegawa into the air vents. Used a tiny bit of super glue. Slowly building stuff up. In this section here I also took out some titanium coil because I'm also a vapor. I had some spare coils and I decided to take the inners out and actually put them on the thrusters, which looked really effective. Very cheap, and I was going to throw them away anyway. And then getting onto the back section, doing a few more decals. And as you can see right now, the model is coming together quite nice. A few little mistakes here and there, which I touched up with a bit of Citadel miniature paint, the acrylic paints. Just be careful when you're doing assemblies that you don't scratch any parts or anything like that. I actually put some metal studs in there. Reason is that later on in this video I put some MGS custom parts on there, just so that it would be more secure to stick on. I also put some metal, more metal mesh in the back air vent. See, as you can see there, I had a little mistake with the decal. I had some of that spare decal left, some grey, and I just reapplied it on top. I also added some wiring that I pulled out of my old Apple Mac computer. Just these little touches can make a model pop out a little bit more, make it a little bit more dynamic. Put some caution signs on there. A few decals that I had left over from the actual underside of the Hasegawa egg plane, as I didn't use the underneath section. Looking really nice right now, coming along. Just adding more decals, more. The meshing was quite difficult to apply actually, and obviously the meshing isn't that cheap by all means, so you just make sure that you measure the right sizes and stuff like that. All in all, I was really proud of doing this build. You can see like how in the actual beginning it probably didn't look that great, but once you get some colours, some decals, some effects, this is the point of the kit where you really start to get excited. And There's nothing that I would really change. Obviously, nothing that I do is ever perfect, and I did have a lot of comments saying that my model was really great, but you know, I can do better. I just hope that you guys can get inspired in actually building your own custom kits or kit bashing. Okay, making dials. Basically what I did with this section is that I bought like a bottom section of a pot plant, and I cut out the middle section. Got some, I think 1.5mm Tamiya ply plate, and measured it, put it in the middle of the inner ring. I scribed some panel lines to basically give that image of like a runway or like a sidewalk. I used BMC chisel, maybe size, I think it was 1mm maybe. And then once I'd like marked out the actual grids and where I wanted the grass, I used the Tamiya dark grey texture paint, light grey, and obviously I used the dark soil and the grass effect. Now it's very easy to make a dial actually. Basically just sand the surface that you're going to put this texture paint on, apply it, let it dry. With the concrete one, I used the dark one first and I let it dry a little bit before it fully dried out. Sorry about that. I mixed in the white, the light grey, and just kind of like smudged it together. And then for the soil, I used the dark earth colour. Put that on first, let it fully dry. Then I got like a toothpick and I slowly, tediously put the grass effects on the top. And once it had all fully dried, on this picture here I did put some red and yellow decals, but I found that the decals weren't really sticking properly to the surface, so I decided to take them off. And then I had some old Warhammer scenery grass effects and I put those in the cracks. Then I got some Mr. Hobby weathering ink, which is kind of the same as the Tamiya product, and I just panel washed the cracks and areas around the grass area. Once that had dried, I actually, for the grass, I mixed some yellow acrylic paint with a little tiny bit of green, dry brushed the top of the surface of the grass to make the actual grass pop out and give the darker areas tone and texture. I also used the Tamiya weathering kits. I had some light sand, some brown, and I put some of that on the top of the pavement section and around the grass area. There's a lot of textures in there actually, and it actually came out better than I thought it would do, to be quite honest. With the lighting section, I just bought some lighting LEDs from my local hobby shop. I'm not sure where you can buy these from in England or anywhere else in the world, but they're very cheap, and I added some pink lights just to make it a bit more snazzy, a bit poppy outy, you know. Just thought it would give it some different effects when I had it displayed in my glass cabinet. But also it was great as well because it actually fitted in well with my actual dial piece. On the edges of the dial I had some spare decals, and I wanted to give it like a sponsored kind of look, so I just put the used decals on the edges of the base. I thought that was a bit of a nice touch. Just the props going out to the companies that helped me make this kit. Lastly, one of the last things I ever did on this kit was I did the last black sections where I used photo etch and the MSG funnel parts. As you can see here, I just stuck them on some sticky tape, primed them, blacked them up, put the photo etch in, glued it, and stuck those in. Getting into the final stage, I did some very basic photography. I do have a Nikon SLR camera, it's just having the time to set it all up. I'm gonna hopefully in the future get some better quality pictures done. The iPhone 6 that I use really doesn't really pick out the details and stuff, so I might have to in the future go back again and hopefully get some better pics. But as you can see from these photographs, the kit turned out very well, and I'm more than happy with what I did. Spent a lot of money on it actually, and this is the issue that some people have, whether to be kind of conscious in what they're doing in terms of, for example, if I wanted to weather it, I was thinking about doing that, but the majority of all my kits that I do are weathered. So this kit that I built here, I decided that I wanted a clean finish, and as you get to the end of this photo gallery, I did some Photoshop work and placed it around the internet. Probably people are getting really annoyed with me now because I've been hammering the post with this, but I hope you enjoyed this quick part 2 video series on kit bashing, and I'm hoping to see many of you guys do these type of kits. There is a fanboy page actually on the macrossworld.com, I think it is. There is actually a website that is dedicated to Macross, and I think a few people, I'm one of few people in the world that have actually done this kind of conversion kit. So like I said, hopefully next coming weeks I'll be getting an actual better background. I might have to paint one or get the octagon diode box out and get some better pictures. But anyway guys, I'm going to love you and leave you. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, thumbs up, and take care. Bye bye.